Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I know it's been 6, 7, or 8 months since I last posted a video on YouTube. Life kind of just got in the way, got busy, had some stuff going on, and I just never got back into it. But I'm coming back on YouTube with a rebranding of my channel. And the story behind that is I used to put a bunch of personal finance tips on my Instagram stories, and I got a lot of traction from that. People were asking more questions, they wanted more details, and you know, it's harder to put a lot of information on your stories just because it's hard to type out and like not make it too wordy. And so people just suggested that I should make a channel for personal finance tips, and so here we are. I want this to be a platform for everyone looking to better their finances, build wealth, generate wealth in any form. Like, this should be a judge-free platform where you can come and learn about personal finances and also talk to other people in the comments maybe about what's working, what's not working, so that we can all help each other. I believe that building generational wealth is very important. If you're someone that comes from a family that doesn't have that much money to begin with, you can be that person that's creating and building wealth for the generations after you. And I know that people try to separate themselves now from the future. So I hear a lot of, oh, well, I don't need to put money in a retirement account yet. That's 40 years from now. It's dangerous to think that way because life goes by so quickly, and suddenly you're in your 40s and you never started saving in your 20s, and now you are really struggling and freaking out. So the decisions we make in our 20s and 30s are very fundamental to how we will live our lives in the future as parents, as grandparents, and I think it's really important that you pay attention to that. Now, I know there is a crowd of people that say, well, climate change is going to wipe us out in the next 10 years, so I'm not really worried about money, like that's not my priority right now. Well, you're free to think like that, but I'm just not going to tolerate that on my platform. I feel like even if you don't think you should be saving a large amount of money, you should be saving money because emergencies will pop up, and 10 years is quite some time, and you're living on this earth for 10 years. So try to save some money to give yourself a financial buffer, but I'm just not going to entertain that crowd, and I'm not going to entertain people that say, well, like, you never know, you could die at any possible moment. And the counter to that is you could also live to 100 years old, and if you never saved any money to prepare for that, then you're kind of screwed. So for the people who want to create wealth, build wealth, and maintain wealth, welcome to my channel. Now, I will admit that I was not always financially savvy. I'm only 24 years old. When I was in college, oh my God, I used to spend and blow through so much money. And I was very fortunate enough that I always just kind of came across money. Like, I got an allowance, I had a job, and I had these really bomb summer internships where I'd be making like $15,000 for a 10-week internship. That's a lot of money. I was always really fortunate to have jobs like that. But that goes to say, I didn't save the money that I got from any of my internships, only the last one. So I had 4 internships. I made $15K at each internship, didn't save anything from that. And then I met my boyfriend, Caleb. Caleb has been financially responsible since he was an infant. He came out of the womb with a budget, with a retirement plan. He was set. Like, he is just someone that is so grounded and so principled about how he spends his money and what he will spend it on, what he will not spend it on. And so he really came into the picture and like started talking to me about that stuff. He was like, you know you don't care right now, you don't really have like a dedicated job or whatever, you can't really open a 401k account because you're not employed, but you should really start thinking about these things because they will impact you in the future. And we had a lot of discussions about it. I was very stubborn in the beginning. Like, when you're used to just spending and blowing through money on whatever you want, it can be hard to peel back and look at it from a different perspective, but inevitably that's what I had to do. And that's how I became the opposite of what I used to be and just became more financially responsible. There's more of a benefit to being financially responsible and having a budget and having savings than just being this spendthrift that just never has any money. And like, when you think about all the money that you accumulate in your lifetime, you don't want to be the person that says, well, I didn't really save anything from it, because it's embarrassing, you know? So I really want our generation to focus on how we talk about finances and not make it such a taboo kind of concept. Like, I want people to talk about salaries, I want people to talk about their savings, how much they're contributing to their accounts, because that's how you really know. Like, that's how you can really place yourself and say, okay, I'm being underpaid, let me ask for more at work, or I'm not putting enough in my retirement account, let me put more. Like, this is all, we all just need to hold each other accountable to ensure that we're living good lives in the future. I hope you guys will enjoy my channel. I have a lot of content that I want to talk about, and I can't wait to talk to you all about finances. So see you next week. You know, let's start this journey.